Hello everybody, welcome to this week's gold and silver end of week review. What an interesting week it's been. So we're going to get cracking with this. Today guys, we're going to be reviewing the latest development in the commodities markets and analysing the week's performance. So this live session will cover end of week summary for gold, silver, oil and commodity currencies. We're going to look at the top trades of the week, live market commentary and technical analysis, the week ahead, so key events looking forward, and of course Q&A. I know we're joined by several of our traders from around the globe today, so really we're going to cover a lot of different news which is currently going on, so get ready for a very interactive webinar. Okay, so I'm Phil Carr, I'm a professional trader, trainer and speaker. I'm the co-founder and director of the Gold and Silver Club. I specialize in teaching people how to make money from trading the biggest financial markets in the world. So that's Forex, gold, silver and oil. I've trained thousands of individuals to become independent traders and successfully manage their own investment portfolio, and I'm responsible for the research and development of the Gold and Silver Club trademark strategies that have a proven track record of generating returns for traders. I'm also a regular contributor to a number of financial publications and speak at numerous trading seminars and workshops, sharing expert knowledge with investors who have a similar passion for trading. Joining with me is Nick Kelsey, also a professional trader, investment analyst and speaker. Nick began his career within private wealth management in 2002 before making the transition into proprietary trading. Prior to co-founding the Gold and Silver Club, Nick spent over 5 years coaching professional fund managers and traders internationally for some of the world's top-tier hedge funds and investment banks, and it's through his first-hand relationship with some of the world's most successful traders that Nick has discovered the formula, mindset and tools that give any individual the definitive edge to make money in any economy. He regularly writes for a number of global business and financial publications and appears frequently on television. So that's a bit about Nick and myself. This is some recent press we've been in. This was International Life magazine, the Arabian and the South African. You can see all those on our website actually, just under the tools and analysis. Gold and Silver Club, this is us recently actually. We were on Dukascopy Swiss television last week, giving our views for the final quarter of the year with regard to commodities, especially gold and silver, over the next 3 months. So do watch that. That's on our YouTube channel as well. Okay, so guys, I'm just going to quickly throw it out there. So let's just gauge where we are at the moment, make it nice and interactive. What is the current gold price right now is the question. So if you can just have a look at your charts, or if this is your first time on one of our webinars, just let us know what the price is right now. Okay. Okay, so a few answers coming through. Okay, Tina, 1,764. Okay, close. Okay, Peter's actually spot on. $1,734 an ounce at the moment, guys. So we've had a little bit of a consolidation and a downwards move this week. We're going to definitely be covering that in this morning's session. So current price of gold is $1,734 an ounce. What we also want to be looking at as well is commodity pairs. So as well as trading gold and silver, sometimes you will find better opportunities actually on the commodity currencies, those being Australian dollar, US Canadian dollar, and New Zealand dollar, US dollar. For those of you who are new to our webinars, we're going to just explain this. For those of you who are traders who are back on this webinar, obviously you're well aware of the advantages we take, the trading opportunities we take advantage with commodity currencies. But essentially, the reason why you will find there's correlation, especially Australian US dollar and New Zealand US dollar. If you're finding gold and silver rallying, you will see the same in those commodity pairs. If you see gold and silver are moving to the downside, as they've done towards the end of this week, you'll also see Australian US dollar and New Zealand US dollar going to the downside, and USD Canadian dollar is the inverse to that and will be rallying when gold and silver are going down, and USD Canadian dollar will be going up when gold and silver are going down. And the reason being is that these currencies are closely related to commodity values because they export, they're major commodity exporters. But we'll show you more examples on the screen as well of our charts. Okay, so we're going to quickly talk about top trades of the week using price action. So First of all, we're going to look at gold. So we had a nice setup on gold earlier on in the week on Monday with our, you can see there we just came down, we touched the Fibonacci level there, was supported actually almost with pinpoint accuracy. You can see there where we've highlighted in white where the price just, we bounced off that level, and now we actually got out. We were looking at 1750 because this was a previous area of quite a lot of support. So we wanted to see if we could get through that level. We got just very short above it, about 1752, moved up our stop loss, but in fact the price then reversed. So we got out for 229 pips on that trade, so 50 pip risk. So trading in lots, you're looking at £500 risk there for £2,290 profit in that example. By lots, that's just the way we at the Gold and Silver Club, we trade like the institutions do. You can scale that down or scale that up. Okay, so now we're going to look at, this was a nice trade setup we had earlier on in the week, New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. Here you can see we actually had, you can see a nice area of support where we've highlighted in blue. The price wasn't breaking through. This was also Fibonacci level. It got tested several times previously and rallied from that point, so we're very interested to see if the market would do the same again. It did. We had a 17-point risk on the trade, and we made 76 points. You can see there our exit. The next Fibonacci level up. Of course, the price did rally more than that, but we were happy with a 4.5 to 1 ratio on that trade. So 107 from trading in one lot, 170 risk for 760 profit. Here, USD Canadian dollar. Now, USD Canadian dollar has been great this week. So we're talking about gold and silver. So when we had little recovery earlier on this week with gold, we saw USD Canadian dollar come down. It came to that level of resistance again. So it came to that 0.9850 level of resistance. You can see that highlighted in blue. Came up to that level. It tested that level again. And here you can see the price actually is just gone and it's reversed. So it's come all the way back down. We've actually hit our profit target of 9767, 0.9767. You can see there. Came out for 83 points. From a small risk there of just 10 pips on the trade. So in lots, we're looking at £100 risk there for 830 profit, or you can look at that in euros or dollars. It's whatever denomination you want to put it in. But it was essentially lovely risk to reward on that trade, 8 to 1 risk to reward. And we actually had we had a reversal. So here we actually took the reverse position the following day. We saw gold and silver. They couldn't break above, well, gold especially couldn't break above 1750, started to reverse. We then saw USD Canadian dollar get to this support level around about 9767. You can see there I've highlighted it where we've got the candles there, kept on bouncing off. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4 bounces, 5 bounces actually, until we rallied back to the upside. And you can see there where the price has moved. The exit of this trade, 89 pips. Our risk on that, again, we just needed to be under the lowest candlestick in that shorter term range, so it was a 12 pip risk. So trading at one lot, 120 risk for $890 profit there. Another great risk to reward. So we've had some lovely risk to rewards on USD Canadian dollar this week. Some of the best trades, certainly the best ratio trades we've had this week. So we're just going to go through some live technical analysis. Interesting markets we're having at the moment. So right now, this is what we're seeing with gold currently. So here you can see this is earlier on in the week where we actually bounced off this Fibonacci level more or less to 1727 level or 1728. So this is a level support. We look like we may be coming down to retest this again. We're at 1732 currently. Price is coming back down again. So right now, very interested to see if this is going to hold support again. So this whole level here, if we're going to see if we get a bounce, if we do get a sharp bounce to the upside, we make some sort of move to the upside again, similar to how we had on Monday. However, we are also cautious. We want to see whether this level is going to provide support. If it doesn't, if 1727 doesn't provide support, we may expect a move. So if we get a move like this and the price comes downwards, if it gets past those Fibonacci and those price action levels, we would expect there's no real support now. If it comes down until we get to about 1680 on that. So really, If we do break past 1721 sort of level, we would expect some momentum to the downside to continue. If we are supported at this Fibonacci level, what we could see is another bounce to the upside. So really, we're not really wanting to be loyal to either way of the market. We will trade exactly what we see, or we may just see some consolidation, but this is what the sort of setups that we could encounter over the course of Friday. It's 12 o'clock London time at the moment on Friday, over the course of Friday and Monday. Or of course we could consolidate and move sideways, but either way we want to have an alert set up around about that 1727 level, see what the price action is going to do. Are we going to get a bounce, or are we going to break through and come back down again to retest those high about 1,688 per ounce would be the next level of support for gold. We're just going to take a look at silver now. So here with silver, we've actually, you can see here where we had a level of resistance. For those of you who joined our other webinars, you know where we had a gross sell short opportunity last week on silver, but here is basically the level of resistance we've encountered at $35 an ounce. Also at $34.78 has been resistance as well. So this whole area here is provide resistance where you've seen traders tend to sell. This was one of the trades we had last week, so we had reached our profit target. We've consolidated around about the 32.50 to 33 level this week, and now we are breaking lower. I mean, there's not a lot of support now really until we get to around about 31.70 level. You can see here where this was previous consolidation in the beginning of, well, March, April, and here again we've potentially got not a lot of support here right now, so we may see lower prices yet on silver to come down, and then we'd be interested to see what we're going to get around this 31, around about 31.70 to 31.50 levels, see if that's going to be supported at the moment. So that's what we're looking at as silver at the moment. No reason for us to enter the trade right now, as the price is currently, the momentum is on the downside, and the risk here, the risk to reward is not ideal. So very interested to see. Going to obviously have alerts set up as well if we're going to get back above 33 again, or if we're going to come down and retest this 31.76 Fibonacci level. Crude oil. Crude oil has been very interesting this week. Crude oil is actually, we're moving between that really 112.24 to 113.15 or 113.13 price action level there. You can see we spoke about earlier on in the month where we had some nice trades on crude oil, some big trades, actually 380-point trades over just 24 hours. We had some big moves to the upside. Now really we've gotten up to this level around about 115. We've seen that acting as resistance. We've come back down again, and now I want to see, is this level going to be supported? Are we of 112.24? So far it has been fairly supportive, and we're moving range bound today just between these two fib levels here, these two price action levels. So we'll see today whether we're going to get a breakdown further, in which case we could come down and retest that 108.43 level, where we will be setting alerts again. Very interested to see how the price moves if we get down to that level. Likewise, if we break out of this level 113, we may see a retesting of around about 115 again. So one to watch at the moment. So at the moment we're certainly consolidating just within this sort of $100 price range currently. So we'll probably burst out of that soon, either to the upside or the downside. Okay, cable looking very interesting at the moment. So cable, you can see we've come down, we've retested. There's a pivot level here, and we're also at a Fibonacci level where you can see we're currently consolidating. We had a sell-off last night on cable. You can see where we've got a level of resistance around 1.61688. I've highlighted here. See, this has been acting as resistance. We actually we're actually looking at a sell short opportunity on cable earlier on this week, where we came down. We did manage to take some profit on this trade. It wasn't huge amounts, about 30 points profit before it actually came back and reversed, retested that Fibonacci level, and here you can see it's actually not managed to break through that, and it's come all the way back down. 110-point trade on that, where you can see we've not managed to break through resistance. We've come back to support. So what are we looking at now on cable? Okay, let's clear this screen up for you. Okay, so right now on cable, what we're interested in seeing, are we going to see it come back down, test the 1.599 level, price action level, or are we going to see it bounce now back to the upside? So these are the two potential trade scenarios we're going to look at, or we may just consolidate for the rest of the day, but probably going to see more volatility, being that it's day 2 of the Euro Summit at the moment. Okay, so now we're going to turn our eye to commodity currencies. So with commodity currencies, what we can see here, very interested USD Canadian dollar. Are we going to? We've got this whole level of resistance here on USD Canadian dollar at the moment. You saw where we took a nice trade from earlier on in the week here on Monday, where the price to essentially reverse off this resistance level. So we're coming up very close now on USD Canadian dollar, again to testing that resistance level. So if we see what we happened previously, that would actually result in this sort of price action coming down. If we want down on gold, so if you were to see, for example, gold get down to 17.27, it bounce off that level and start coming up, you would see USD Canadian dollar then reverse and start to come down. We're right at that resistance. So it's interesting. Just as USD CAD is coming up to test a level of resistance, gold is coming down to test a level of support. So there may be some nice trade opportunities. Obviously, if gold breaks through that support, USD CAD will break through the resistance, and that also offers another trade opportunity. We don't want to get our crystal balls out. We just want to trade what we see and the price action. So we'll be monitoring that closely today. There's not really too much on offer. New Zealand US dollar at the moment. We did have a bounce earlier on in the week from, you can see where we bounced earlier on in the week off another fib level, moves very well. These price action levels, you can see here where we had some support. Australian US dollar at the moment, there's not really too many setups right now. We can see here where the price is just really following along with gold and silver at the moment. It's taken a little bit of a drop, as we've seen with the other commodities, so it's not being affected as much as gold and silver. We had quite the rally earlier on this week, so you can see here we actually moved from the earlier part of the week, from Monday, we had a move of around about 100, almost 200, actually just shy of 200 points. So we have had some big moves, so we are seeing some profit taking at the moment. So we'll see what if we do now get a turnaround in gold and silver, if they go back to the upside, which case we would expect more of a rally on Australian US dollar. If we continue to go down on gold and silver, we may expect some testing of this this Fibonacci level, or the price to come back down to a level of resistance around about here, previous resistance here. Okay, fantastic. So that really wraps it up for our live commentary, guys. We're just going to quickly switch it back. Let's just have a look again and see where we are with regards to gold. Okay, so right now, yeah, we're still seeing some. Gold is currently at that 1,733 level, so we are interested in just seeing if we are going to come down and get a retest of this this support level, and we will be reporting back on that next week. Okay, so now we are just going to turn our attention to news looking forward in the week ahead. Okay. So week ahead, so key events looking forward, guys. Obviously for the rest of the day we've got, it's day 2 of the EU Summit. And now key events looking forward to next week. So the markets that we're going to be talking about, markets we trade, the commodity currencies in gold and silver. So we're very interested to see what the, on Tuesday at 1:30, we're going to be looking at the interest rate decision on the Canadian dollar CAD. So it's the Bank of Canada Council members come to a consensus on where to set the rate. So traders watch interest rate changes very closely, as short-term interest rates are the primary factor in currency valuation. So a higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for CAD, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish for CAD. So it's important because CAD is correlated to gold, as we just discussed. Also Wednesday, 9 o'clock in the morning, we've got the German IFO Business Climate Index, measures expectations for the next 6 months It's a composite index based on a survey of manufacturers, builders, wholesalers, retailers, and it's the index which is compiled of the IFO Institute for Economic Research. So a higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the euro, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish for the euro. So obviously if the euro weakens, expect gold and silver prices to weaken as well. If the euro strengthens, gold and silver prices, at the moment we are seeing still some correlation with the euro and gold and silver. And finally on Wednesday we've got New Zealand dollar interest rate decisions. So a higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for New Zealand US dollar, while a lower than expected rate reading should be taken as bearish. And bullish for those who are new to trading. When we say bearish, we're looking for the markets to go down, and bullish for the markets to go up. So this is important because obviously New Zealand US dollar is correlated to gold price, as we just discussed. So just to reiterate, guys, why trading? So if this is your first time on one of our webinars or you've come across our video on YouTube, really the reason we trade and our whole community trades, I mean, it really enables you to do what you want, when you want, where you want, with whom you want, as much as you want. So this is really obviously the beauty and autonomy you get with trading, which we absolutely embrace. And finally, if you'd like to learn how to trade, guys, you'd like to find out more about what we talked about today, our trading strategies, or get our free weekly newsletter, you can simply go to our website, www.thegoldandsilverclub.com. So you can go to apply now to find out more about our upcoming courses, or if you'd like to subscribe to our free weekly newsletter, you can see tabs to just simply input your details. If you've got any questions, please do contact us at office@thegoldandsilverclub.com, or telephone us on 0207 193 0403. I think we've just got a few minutes left just to answer some questions which have come through. I know Nick's been seeing quite a lot of questions there. So Nick, have we got any questions at all which have come through? I can see we've got a few there that you'd like to go through.
Yes, Phil. Had a question come in from that was from Mike, and the question is why are euro prices correlated to gold?
Okay, excellent. Okay, so euro prices are correlated to gold. What you will typically see, the best way for me to explain this is by talking about the dollar as well. So the dollar is the reserve currency of the world. So you've got gold, silver, they're all priced in dollars on most of the market platforms you'll be trading. So whenever you see dollar strength, it means it essentially costs more to buy gold and silver, and you'll see the price of gold and silver go down. If you've got dollar weakness, you will tend to see the gold and silver price go up. Now, euro is correlated in that typically when the dollar is strong, the euro will be weaker, and when the euro is strong, the dollar will be weaker. So if the euro is weak, you'll tend to see gold and silver prices also getting some, that they will also be pulled down slightly as well. We've seen that less so recently. It used to be that every time the euro would get a major downturn, the gold and silver would really follow suit. But more recently, gold and silver held their ground. But they are still correlated, the euro and gold and silver. So just to summarize, yes, if gold and silver, if the euro is strengthening, you'll see gold and silver tend to strengthen. If the euro is weakening, you'll tend to see gold and silver weakening.
Fantastic, Phil. We've also got a question from Yin. Yin's joined us from Singapore. Yin wants to find out, she's really keen to learn how to trade gold and silver. She's been following us for a while now. She wants to know how she can, if we do training courses in Asia, or how she can join the Gold and Silver Club.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, yes, we do online trainings as well. In fact, we just did an online training this week for a group of students in Switzerland. So we, to find out more about that, we've got an upcoming training in November, an online training. Simply, if you go to the website, www.thegoldandsilverclub.com, you can fill in the application. You'll see on Learn to Trade an application there to fill in for the training program, the online training program. If you fill in your details there, and that will come through to our office, and we will get back in touch with you about upcoming trainings.
Excellent, Phil. Question in from James. How do you work out stop losses and your risk to reward?
Okay, excellent. So when we're looking at stop losses and risk to reward on each of the trades, I mean, it's a little bit more advanced in all honesty. If it's not something that you've come across before, it's something that we cover thoroughly in detail on our trading course. I wouldn't be able to give it the justice right now, but essentially we're always looking for a minimum, absolute minimum risk to reward of 1-to-1 on each trade. So for example, you're risking, let's say, you know, £500 to make £500. You'd never be risking more than you don't want to risk more than you're willing to make. But a lot of the trade examples we were showing you today, a lot of the trades we get into are 4, 5, 6, 6 times risk to reward. So 6-to-1 ratios, 5-to-1 ratios. We're always looking for the best possible risk to reward. But a lot of the time you're going to be looking at support and resistance in terms of figuring out where to put your actual stop losses. But again, something we cover in a lot more detail on our courses.
Excellent, Phil. That sounds good. And we've just got a question come in. That's from Glenn. Glenn just wants to know. He's been trading stocks for a while. He's really keen to get into the commodities and commodity-linked currencies space. Are the courses we teach? I mean, are they catered for beginners or intermediate traders or advanced? I mean, so Glenn, he says, he's got 8 years experience.
So we've got a whole range of traders on our. We do a beginners program through to advanced. I mean, we've had several, well, quite a lot of traders join us who've been on, who've quite advanced, been trading for a number of years. Who've actually come on, been on other advanced courses, who weren't really doing so well until they've come to us, and we've really turned around their trading. You will find, you know, we do cater for the whole realm from absolute beginner to advanced. Some of our strategies, especially where we're using real-time news feeds, we're trading the news. We also do day trade. We're professional traders, so we're trading on a day-to-day basis, so we can accommodate beginner through to advanced with our course structure. That's no problem at all.
Excellent. Yeah, that's pretty much yeah, all the questions. If anyone else has any more questions, then just fire them over to office@thegoldandsilverclub.com.